Hey, welcome. It's a brand new episode of the Michele Tafoya podcast. It is Wildcard Wednesday. Boy, do we have stuff for you. Before I go on, please click subscribe so you never miss an episode. It'll download right to you. Just hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss these Wildcard Wednesdays or anything else we have coming up, and we have some doozies. All right. Plus, our library is chock full of stuff. So subscribe. There have been a couple stories that have gotten some major attention this week, and they have one thing in common. It's a 4-letter word that begins with F and ends with K. It seems that to make a point these days, you got to have an F-bomb like machine gun to just, it's like those guys at the NBA games or the Major League Baseball games who shoot the t-shirts out into the crowd. These days, you might as well just have one that has the F word in it and just shoot them through your sentences. Because that's what has a lot of, that is our, wow, maybe we should call this the FU edition of Wildcard Wednesday. So we begin with Hunter Biden, all right? He's back. He's making his first public appearances since his dad dropped out of the election, I believe, or at least since Trump was elected. And he went on this podcast called Channel 5 or something like that. It really doesn't matter what it's called. They're sitting under a tree. You're going to see it here. But the topics were fascinating. Crack cocaine, for example. Roll it, Misty.
Does crack cocaine make you act any differently? No. Is it safer than alcohol? Probably. People think of crack as being dirty. It's the exact opposite. When you make crack, what you're doing is you're burning off all the impurities so that it combines with the sodium bicarbonate, which makes it smokable. That's all.
That is so good to know. If it's safer than alcohol, I'm giving up the wine. No more Cabernet Sauvignon for me. I'm going with crack cocaine. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah. I mean, so that was one end of the spectrum. Okay. He tore into, I'm not going to play it all for you. These are just a couple of highlights that I enjoy. He tore into so many Democrats. My gosh, he went off on Barack Obama. He went off on everybody. You were fair game. And if you were a Democrat and you ended up throwing his dad under the bus, you are no longer safe from Hunter Biden. And you know who else isn't safe under Hunter Biden? The president of El Salvador, I think it is. And you'll see this here. This is Hunter Biden going off on illegal immigration. Roll it.
For someone, it might be like all these Democrats say, you have to talk about and realize that people are really upset about illegal immigration. You. How do you think your hotel room gets cleaned? How do you think you got food on your table? Who do you think washes your dishes? Who do you think does your garden? Who do you think is here by the sheer just grit and will that they figured out a way to get here because they thought that they could give themselves and their family a better chance? And he's somehow convinced all of us that these people are criminals?
He went on to say, you know, if I were president right now, I would call the president of El Salvador and I would say, send everyone back to America that we've returned to your country. Send them all back or risk being invaded. He did. But the demeaning way in which he talks about these people who have immigrated illegally, right? Choose your term. He speaks about them as they're nothing more than cheap labor. Who's going to wash your dishes? Who do you think cleans your hotel room? It's so demeaning to me. It really, it makes me think of how people spoke about slavery. Like, this is really okay with him? It's despicable in my mind. And equally despicable is this ad that was put out. It seems to me to be the kind of broad view of illegal immigrants that they are nothing more than low-paid workers. And this is an ad that someone put out to make you feel sympathetic toward or grateful toward or whatever you decide about illegal immigrants. Roll it, Misty.
I am lost.
So in other words, the only way you get asparagus at brunch this Sunday is if you support illegal immigration. I mean, that to me is the message. To me, that's what comes out of that ad. Nothing more, nothing less. If you want asparagus, then don't send these people home. Okay. Now, there's another reason, apparently, that politicians would love to invite more illegal immigrants into town, wherever their town is, whatever district they represent. And this is kind of alarming to me that she said this out loud. This is a Democrat. Her name is Yvette Clarke. And she just said it. She went and said this. Roll it.
I'm from Brooklyn, New York. We have a diaspora that can absorb a significant number of these migrants. And when I hear colleagues talk about, the doors of the inn being closed, no room in the inn, I'm saying, I need more people in my district, but just for redistricting purposes. And those members could clearly fit here.
For redistricting purposes, I need more members in my Brooklyn district for redistricting purposes. She just said it. So if you are one of those people who, and quite frankly, I understand why it's easy to be skeptical that would be a motivation for bringing more people to America. She just said it. And yes, she's only one, but maybe she's the only one naive enough to say it on camera. And everyone else is just thinking it. By the way, did you like the way she used the word diaspora? That means the dispersion or spread of a people from their original homeland. We have a diaspora that can absorb these people. I'm not sure that's the correct usage of that term, but we'll let her slide this time. Oh, Yvette. All right. Meanwhile, the Democrats have first of all told us the border was closed, that there was no invasion, that people were not coming across in those numbers. And then when they see these numbers and they see that Trump gets elected because people like to slow down the flow of these people, they call him evil, Trump, and, Homeland Security and Tom Homan and all of them, they're just evil, they're thugs, etc. But they completely overlook that Barack Obama was called the deporter in chief. And Piers Morgan, who has a podcast and a show, he had Joy Reid on, who no longer has a show. She has a podcast. Joy Reid, formerly of MSNBC. He had her on to ask her this very specific question. Why does it matter to you now when it didn't under Barack Obama? Roll it.
Do you know how many people Barack Obama deported in 8 years?
I'm sure you're going to tell me.
Well, why don't you guess?
I don't know and don't care.
Well, hang on. You don't know and you don't care. You've just given me...
Because it's not the issue.
You're
trying to make the issue the southern border.
Joy. You've just given me... Joy.
No. The point is...
Joy.
Barack Obama was not dragging women and
let me finish.
nursing babies apart and taking...
Joy. You've just given me...
I'm sure going to tell me it's your main issue.
You've just given me
but it's not my main issue. My main issue is that what we're seeing...
I'm trying to finish my sentence. You've just given me a lengthy monologue attacking Donald Trump's aggressive deportation policy. And I've simply said to you, there was a Democrat, a black Democrat president of the United States for 8 years. I'm simply asking, given that you're obviously all over every detail of the Trump deportation policy, and given you were on the airwaves in America on a daily basis through Obama's tenure, how many people did he deport in 8 years?
I do not know. You'll tell me, I'm sure.
Have a guess.
But it's probably more than 1 million people. I'm quite certain.
Have a
because
guess.
I think each 2 million.
Right, it was 3 million.
Okay. And your point being what?
My point being, are you as shocked by that as you are claiming to be by Trump?
It is not deportations
Many of them were brown.
That are shocking. Wait a minute. Can I answer your question?
The majority were brown.
All right. So she's trying to make the point. By the way, when he was saying joy, 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 it reminded me of when Kamala got the nomination and everyone was saying that the campaign was now full of joy. Joy, joy, joy. So she's trying to say it's not the deportations that matter to me. It's the methodology. And she accused this administration of ripping suckling babies from their mother's breast. I have yet to see proof that that has ever happened. I have yet to see proof that that never happened under Obama. So she's just ranting and he's holding her feet to the fire, but that was kind of tough to watch. Now, what's not tough to watch is your food being cooked to perfection on a Solaire infrared grill. I'm here to tell you, I have one of these. I love it. It is the fastest grill you're ever going to find. It heats up so fast and then sears the food in such a way that you will have the tastiest food ever. So here's what you do. You go to besthotgrill.com, because if you're tired of replacing your grill every couple of years, you're going to want to check out the hot, fast Solaire infrared grill from besthotgrill.com. So Solaire makes these amazing American grills. They make them here that heat up to 1,000 degrees in 3 minutes, just 3 minutes. And so Solaire infrared grills eliminate flare-ups and consistently make juicy, flavorful food. The Solaire infrared grills heat your food directly, not the air around the food like conventional grills. So Solaire's been making infrared grills for 20 years and has dialed in the design. So experience the Solaire infrared grill firsthand with the Solaire demo rental program. You can try Solaire before you buy with the food your family enjoys without a salesman breathing down your neck, and see why Solaire is the last grill you will ever buy. Learn more, besthotgrill.com. That's besthotgrill.com. Try before you buy with the Solaire demo rental program at besthotgrill.com. So yeah, that was kind of tough to sit through, Pierce and Joy, but what are you going to do? Here's something you should prepare yourself also. The 2028 campaign has already begun for president of the United States. You may know it, you may not know it, but it has begun. You see Tim Walz all over the place. God help you if you vote for Tim Walz. I live in his state, I know. But you know who else is running? Does the name Rahm Emanuel ring a bell? Part of the Obama administration. Rahm Emanuel, very direct ties to Chicago and Illinois, deep ties, I should say. Here's how you know Rahm Emanuel is running for president: when he sits down with Megyn Kelly and does this. Roll it.
Do you believe boys should be able to play in girls' sports?
No.
Do you believe that...
Is this the round robin?
Yeah, we'll do a quick rapid fire. And then we can move past this.
Okay.
Do you believe that kids under the age of 18 should be able to be put on puberty blockers and then cross-sex hormones?
I think parents have to make that decision themselves. I think a child is too young at 18 to make that decision. It has to be made with a family and that choice. I think before somebody makes a life decision, they have to think twice about that.
All right, here's my last one for you. Can a man become a woman?
Can a man become a woman? No.
Thank you.
No.
That's so easy. Why don't more people in your party just say that?
Because I'm now going to go into a witness protection plan.
There you have it. He's now got to go into the witness protection program. Problem is, he's running for president. I'm saying it now. He's running for president. That's why he's doing that interview with Megyn Kelly, and that's why he's answering those questions that way. Because he knows it's a 90-10, maybe 95-5 issue, and he knows that his party has it wrong, but now he says, I've got to hide since I've said it. Because the people with the pitchforks and the torches are coming after him now from the Democrat Party, for sure. You know, it's so interesting. Another Democrat who's taken it on the chin a lot, and most deservedly, actually, they're two. They're both from California. LA Mayor Karen Bass and California Governor Gavin Newsom. Now, when you start losing celebrities, it's trouble. And I've been hearing from some connections that I have in LA, some famous people I will not name, that the tide is shifting in California. And I think that's why Gavin Newsom is leaning so hard into the lefty stuff, even though he has said he doesn't think it's fair for biological boys to compete against girls. He hasn't done a thing about it. They are still a sanctuary state. He has gone on and on about illegal immigration. They haven't done anything for these fire survivors, out of Pacific Palisades and Altadena. So Jillian Michaels, remember the fitness guru? You see her now kind of all over the place. She's having this resurgence as an independent voice. And she went back to LA. She used to live there full time. I don't believe she does anymore. She went back to LA and she recorded this video. Roll it.
All right, I'm in LA, picking up my kids from a family California, everybody.
It sounds like she has her kids in the car and she says, we come back for a family trip. See you guys. This is California. But on her post, she took direct aim at Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom. Because look, I grew up in California. I was educated in California. I lived half of my life in California. And it is not the same place. And neither now is Minnesota, by the way, another blue state. So these people like Rahm Emanuel are going to have to try, if they're really serious about running for president, to distance themselves from situations like this. And God knows Chicago has its own, but Rahm Emanuel hasn't been in a position of government in Chicago or Illinois in quite some time. Now, Curtis Sliwa is running for mayor of New York City. And this got recently posted. This is really fascinating to watch. Look, you've got Eric Adams, you've got Cuomo, and you've got Moran Zandani. I did that on purpose. Zoran Mamdani, and we'll get to him a little bit more in a minute. But this is Curtis Sliwa. If you haven't been familiar with him, I don't think he can win in New York. Not just because he's a Republican, but you be the judge. Take a look at this. Roll it.
Zero tolerance. It's a perfect example. Yo, what's up, man? What's your name?
I'm trying to agree.
Okay, how long you lived here?
6 years.
6 years. 6 years. And where you from originally?
I'm from Georgetown, Guyana.
All right, Guyana. Have you ever been hospitalized?
A lot of times.
All right, where?
Belgium.
Okay. But you're supposed to be on medication?
Yes.
Would you rather be somewhere else than Penn Station? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. We'll take care of you, okay?
I just don't want to take advantage of you guys.
You're not taking advantage. This is our responsibility. I'm running for mayor. I'm going to make sure that you and your other friends down here are taken care of, okay?
Okay, boy.
You want to stand with us while we continue? Yeah, why don't you stand right here with us?
Okay, now that was posted by Officer Dion. He's a guy that I've had on this show. He's in LA on Skid Row, and he's a cop. And Skid Row is his beat. And he appreciated the way that this was handled by Sliwa. Now, I think this was the last time Sliwa was running for mayor. Let's be honest about that. But he's the same guy. I'm still not sure he can win. But that's his approach. It's a little more empathetic. It's a little bit of, I mean, the mental health crisis, and I was just in New York. It's all over the place. You see it. It's sad. These are the people that need to be taken care of, not able-bodied men who don't feel like working. So there's that. All right, we're going to get to the biggest story of, maybe the biggest story of the week. Shouldn't be, but it is. And no, I'm not talking about the kiss cam during the Coldplay concert. I am not. But first, let me tell you about sleep cream. I use this stuff to help me sleep. It is a cream. Go to sleepcream.com, and it's sleep, CREME.com. Okay, so at bedtime, I put this stuff like on the insides of my forearms, maybe the bottoms of my feet. And you know what it does? It has CBD and all natural essential oils that make it kind of this aromatherapeutic experience. And the CBD oil in it gets absorbed into your skin and helps you to relax and do what you should do, which is sleep overnight. So I love this stuff. I travel with it. I swear by it. Sleep Cream. Go to sleepcream.com, sleep, CREME.com. They have some wonderful scents, a new rose, I think it's Belgian rose, and a lavender. Oh, they're so good. Sleep, CREME.com. Use the code HOMERUN at checkout in order to get free standard shipping on your first order. Home run at checkout to get free standard shipping on your first order. Sleep, CREME.com. You'll be so happy you did it. Well, as we started off the show, we told you that the thread of a lot of stories, you heard it from Hunter Biden, the F word is in, and it's in a big way. It's just like, you just got to use it. And now Colbert, it was announced, Stephen Colbert, his show is being canceled by CBS. Not just him, the entire late show at CBS is being canceled. The thing that David Letterman put on the map is being canceled. But Colbert gets to stay on the air for 10 more months until the show comes down. Now, keep in mind that the CBS Paramount is trying to have a merger with a company called Skydance. That merger would need to be approved by the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission. And that's just how that works. That merger would have to be approved. So, Colbert is a strong, strong critic of Trump, always has been, since Trump has come on the scene as a politician, has been. So why now? Why would Colbert get the axe now? That's what he wants to know. But at the same time, understand this, okay? CBS is a company. Paramount is a company. Skydance is a company. They are in the business of making money. Kind of like I feel the taxpayers shouldn't pay for NPR and PBS. I feel that companies shouldn't have to put programs on the air that they no longer want to. And this show is reportedly losing $40+ million every year. Now, Stephen Colbert makes $20 million a year. So even if you took his salary out of it, they're still losing $20 million a year. So cost cutting is a thing. And the television industry is going through an earthquake. By the way, there's this cable news show called Gutfeld on Fox News Channel that is outrating Colbert every night of the week by like 1 million. So Colbert is very upset. Trump is very happy. Let's see what happened Monday night on Colbert.
In a completely unrelated story, on Friday, Donald Trump posted, "I absolutely love that Colbert got fired. His talent was even less than his ratings." How dare you, sir? Would an untalented man be able to compose the following satirical witticism? Go yourself. Thank you. The president went on, "I hear Jimmy Kimmel is next." Nope. No, absolutely not, Kimmel. I am the martyr, okay? Okay, there's only room for one on this cross, and I gotta tell you, the view is fantastic from up here.
It's funny that he used the term "the view." Anyway, so now the next night, in that audience, he had all kinds of support. I think Kimmel and all these late night guys were there. Fallon, you name it, were there in support. And there were protesters outside of the CBS studios in New York City protesting the fact that a show got canceled. I don't remember that when Blue Bloods got canceled and Tom Selleck was really upset, and Blue Bloods got far better ratings than the Late Show with Colbert. So this is not about a show. This is about politics. And they're trying to make you think that now this is censorship and anti-American and yada, yada, yada. But you saw his little witticism there, as he called it, satiric witticism. Jon Stewart followed suit. He did his show on Monday, I believe this was. And here's how he decided to address it.
Go yourself! Wait, bring it down. Let's bring it down. Let it be quiet. Yourself! Just go yourself! Everybody! Just go yourself!
Okay, I guess, is that funny? If it was funny, maybe it was funny for about 10 seconds. By the way, he's getting kind of ripped for putting a gospel choir behind him. Imagine the optics of that are interesting. And some people would never get away with it, but apparently Jon Stewart can. So again, the intellectual highbrow comedy of just throwing an F-bomb. That's the way to do it these days. That's the way to do it. Okay, here's how unfunny Colbert has been. Here's a clip from a show when he had Mark Cuban on, who decided that they were going to roast Donald Trump. Oh, was it going to be good? It was going to be so funny and so painful for Trump. And what a roast. Roll it.
You're shiny, orange, and empty inside. I'd say you're a traffic cone, but I would swerve to avoid a traffic curve.
Oh, that's going to leave a mark, Cuban.
Donald, do you know that to be a billionaire, you have to have the billion part in your bank account, not just the air.
Tom, you just fell into the Shark Tank.
Donald, I know you have no shot with Hispanics, because there's no way in hell you're getting the Cuban vote. Donald, the only way you're worth $10 billion.
Well, if that was cut short, good. How bad is that? There's no way you're getting the Cuban vote. That was atrocious. Now, part of that is because Mark Cuban has no comedic timing whatsoever, and he overemphasized everything he did, but it was just a bad idea, and it was poorly executed, and that's unfunny. And, it just has not been an entertaining show for quite a while. So there you have it. What's getting to be an entertaining show, though, is this socialist wave we have going on through the country. I mentioned earlier, I'm like to call him Moron Zamdani, but that's maybe some people find that offensive, so we'll call him by his real name, Zoran Mamdani. Running for mayor of New York City, and he is as socialist and as leftist and quite frankly Marxist, communist as they come. And he's got now support from Cynthia Nixon, famous for Sex and the City, and she's also in The Gilded Age. She's an actress who also ran at one point for public office and got absolutely smoked, demolished. But she's on board. And, these cringy video snippets that they're putting out these days, this one rivals all of them. Roll it.
What is your name as a group?
The Click. Click or click?
Click.
That's it. They're the Click. And they snap their fingers. That should make you want to vote for him. Now, Chris Cuomo, of all people, whose big brother is running for mayor again, or he was governor, so he's running for mayor. Chris Cuomo now explains why this is happening, why this lurch to the left. Roll it.
Democrats openly play to socialism now. They're trying to drum up their own populist outrage to match MAGA. They support candidates who don't believe Israel has a right to exist. This is more demonic than democratic. It is proof of extremism corroding our culture. Okay?
Okay. And it is. I live here in Minnesota where Ilhan Omar is a congresswoman, and we have a communist, I'm just going to say it, running for mayor as well. Fatah is his name, and we'll continue to enlighten you on him in the coming days. So thank you, Chris Cuomo, for admitting it. Here's another beauty. He mentioned the anti-Semitism, this leftward lurch and this extremism. Now, here's a guy. This is Richard Stengel. He's the former Undersecretary of State for Public Diplomacy and Affairs. Basically, he was a communicator in the Obama administration, and he visited Iran a couple times. And let's not forget that the Obama administration sent pallets of cash to Iran. They appeased Iran. Didn't have the chutzpah, the guts, the balls, the cojones to knock out any of their nuclear facilities, as the current administration did. But this guy seems to think that chant, death to America, they don't really mean it. Roll it.
Well, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs says, your point that you made before, Katie, it speaks to this, which is that he's not explaining what the issues are for America. What are the issues for America? Why is it a foundational issue for Trump that Iran doesn't have a nuclear weapon. Why is this something that the U.S. should be involved in? Why are we allied with Israel?
He says because they chant death to America.
They chant death to America. I went to Iran in 2014. I was sitting at a rally. These young guys were chanting death to America. I had a minder. I said, what are they saying? They're saying death to America. They finished the chant, and two young men came over and said, are you American? I said, yes. We want to welcome you to our country. We love American culture and love American movies. They wanted to talk about all these things. Iran is the most Western nation in the whole Middle East. We have much more in common with them than a lot of countries that we do have alliances with.
Well, the huge X factor, too, is what Ben Rhodes, Obama's security guy, described as what we could have is a catastrophe.
Okay, we're fine cutting it off there. That is one of the stupidest explanations I've ever heard. Now, many people have said this before. I'm not the first. America does not have a problem with Iranians. They have a problem with the Iranian regime. They may love American culture. They may love our Hollywood stars and our music. They don't love our values. The mullahs, that regime, would love to see Western values wiped off the face of the earth. Iran, at one time, looked like a very metropolitan Western civilization until the mullahs took over around 1979. Some of us remember it. I was very, very young, but I do remember it. So what an ignoramus to suggest. Oh, and did you notice? He asked in his question to her, why are we allied with Israel? Why is it foundational to the United States that Iran doesn't have a nuclear bomb? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It sounds like he's bought and paid for by the mullahs. Wow. Democrats, that was an Obama guy. Democrats also have recently become very, 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 very concerned about the Epstein files. They weren't the whole time Biden was in office. Didn't even come up. Never came up. And I know Trump promised to open those Epstein files, and people want to see them. And then they've backtracked a little bit, and people are pissed. I get it. So now that the Democrats see that Republicans are pissed at Trump for backtracking a little bit, they are jumping on this issue, and they can't explain why it suddenly matters. It's politics. It's always politics. Jamie Raskin is as political an animal as they come. Roll the tape.
The congressman could have gotten that from 21 to 25 when Democrats controlled the DOJ. Why? It was a crisis then. It's a crisis now. Why didn't Democrats call for it from 21 to 25?
So, I mean, you'd have to go back and look specifically at particular prosecutorial decisions and what was taking place in terms of the other cases. So I don't know. We could try to reconstruct that record. But the point is that Donald Trump is the one who has led the crusade to say that that Epstein, who was his very close friend, and there's all kinds of pictures of them.
Oh, good try, Raskin. We were really busy with other prosecutorial matters, and Trump's been leading this parade, and they were tight, man. They were great friends. Yeah. The evidence of that is so leaky and so weak. And so if they had it, believe me, they would have used it the first time he ran for office. Absolutely. If it's there, I'd love to see it. I like to end on an upbeat note. And so I'm going to introduce you to a guy I just discovered on X, a young man. His name, I hope I'm saying it right, kid, is Brylan Hollyhand. Brylan Hollyhand. And, you know, a lot of kids want to become influencers. Some like to wear the clothes. Some like to sell the makeup. Some want to show you how to do your hair. Some want to show you how to make a free throw, whatever the case may be, or hit a golf shot, whatever. This kid, it looks like he is choosing a political track for his life. So I'd like you to meet him. Roll it.
Before you do anything tonight, take a moment and pray for peace. Genuinely and wholeheartedly, everybody on the face of the planet tonight should be praying for peace. We've gotten far too close to a possibility of a World War III far too many times the past few years, and everybody needs to lock arms with their family and take a moment and pray for peace. Now, as for this situation specifically, we have a country whose literal slogan was death to America, building and just getting days away from being able to launch a nuke. We had Joe Biden in office for 4 years, letting America be trampled on, letting this situation get to the heightened, tense moment where it is today, where Iran was able to have this opportunity to have the nuke. If we had George Bush still in office, we would have had regime change. We'd had their Ayatollah been assassinated by the U.S. and had this whole campaign for a pro-democracy regime change. As much as we would love to see democracy take hold of Iran, that's not the place of our country, nor are we the democratic police of the world. I'm glad that we had a president tonight that chose peace, that chose the opportunity to say, hey guys, we gave you 60 days to negotiate, we gave you 60 days to shut it down. You didn't do it, so we're going to send a statement and show you America will not be messed with and we will not be trampled on, and now let's move on. I don't support the president rolling tanks in Iran. I don't support the president coming in and calling for regime change. This should be a one-time strike, a one-time statement of America will not be trampled on, America will not be stepped on, and now we're going to move forward with this. Pray for peace, pray for the country, pray for the American soldiers who made this possible, and most importantly, pray for the president as he makes some hard decisions in the next few days.
He speaks really fast. I hope you were able to understand him, but that's a young man who saw the situation for what it was, and actually what he asked, what he hoped for, was exactly what the president did. At one night of strikes, boom, pun intended. So that kid is brave and he's doing good, which is the motto of this show, is to be brave, do good. You know, like everyone has said, speak truth to power. That's what late night TV is all about, speaking truth to power. Oh Lord, we have 10 more months of him. 10 more months. All right. We will see you next time. Be brave, do good. Hey, you can keep up with the Trump administration when you subscribe to the Trump Report. It's an email that brings you daily highlights from the Oval Office right to your inbox 5 days a week. Subscribe today at SalemPodcastNetwork.com/Trump.